just want to introduce everybody. I mean, obviously, you already know I'm online. This is Ryan. This is Cooter.
What's up? How's it going?
Thanks for being the guest on the week 12, man.
Hey, it's the least I can do, man. I saw you were looking for somebody and figure you're putting this work in every week. The least I can do is dial in and do an interview, right?
Much appreciated. Nice background, dude. You got the Christmas stuff all ready to go, huh?
Oh, yeah. We're all set. Wife jumped the gun a little early this year, so figured I'd come down here and with the Thanksgiving Day games tomorrow and the holidays, I thought it'd be a good setting for us.
Yeah, I love it. I love the transition into like the holidays, and yeah, to kick it off with 9 to 10 hours of football. It's just the best.
Oh, yeah. Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Being a Lions fan, I get to see my home team every Thanksgiving. Not that, they do too much for me, but...
Yeah. How did you feel about that trade earlier this year?
I like to see that they're actually doing something. So I'm trusting that they have a plan. The new coaching staff is there, and I think they really are setting up for Galladay to be the man. And I think they see the potential there, and they were ready to make a move and kind of, start giving him the lead role in that offense. And
Yeah.
I think it starts tomorrow, actually, big time. I know he had a good week last week, but I think next week tomorrow's going to be his coming out party.
Yeah, I could see that. The stars might have aligned in some other ways too. I mean, Trubisky, he's all of a sudden out, so you're
Yeah.
dealing with the backup QB, and not to say that the Lions couldn't do it even against Trubisky, but just a win's a win, no matter how you get it. So
Yeah, the Lions have been weird this year. They knocked off the Pats, they knocked off the Panthers. And then they just are regular Lions every other week. So I think at home they're a little different team. And tomorrow hosting the Bears without Trubinsky, we don't got Kerryon Johnson, but I think we'll get the job done. That is if Mac doesn't have 3 or 4 sacks on Stafford, which
dude is a monster.
Yeah, that could be the downfall there for sure.
Yeah, he's made me want to watch every single Bears game because he is just he's just a beast, man, out on the field.
Yeah, you got to wonder what Gruden was thinking there, man. I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe it's a money deal, but I don't see how you get rid of a talent like that.
I don't. Yeah.
They don't come around too often.
No, they don't, man. And if it was between Derek Carr, as much as I like Carr, that guy would have been out of there. We would have been on a second string quarterback, and probably would have had a way better record by this point in the season.
No doubt.
It's really cool to get face to face, or at least as close as you can to people, and
Absolutely. I mean, I really planned on being out there for the draft this year, but a wedding happened to fall on the exact same day, so I actually left the beach party with a pretty good buzz and went back to the hotel room to do the draft this year. So I don't understand who is it that Cool? I don't want to jump on the bandwagon there, but come on, man, you can't make a draft. I mean, that doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah. There was a couple people who are supposed to make it, like Suey. He's always pretty much a shoo-in, and something kind of fell in front of him as well. But I will say, man, whatever strategy you had, if it was drinking and then stumbling to the draft night, you killed it, dude. Like, I'm looking at your team, and I mean, obviously you got the points against you, which is probably the reason for your record, but it should be way better. Like,
I'm averaging 97 points a week in a 16-man league. I wouldn't expect to be at the bottom of my division, doing that. I'm 6th in points for the whole league, but I'm not even sniffing the playoffs. And a couple of weeks ago, I was looking at the toilet bowl. But, it's fantasy football. We've been around it. We've seen it. Sometimes the schedule just works against you. All you can do is keep plugging away and, hope for next year. Back to my draft strategy, I was real happy with my draft. I still am. I think things just took a little longer for me. I mean, Aaron Rodgers, maybe taking him first pick. Yeah, okay, looking back at it, probably wasn't my best move in the draft, but he was the consensus number 1. Last year, I seemed to be struggling for a quarterback all season long because, I just punted on the position, kind of. and I think I had Wentz go down with the injury, if I remember correctly. But he gets dinged up week 1. Then he has no wide receivers to throw to all season. But I looked at my running back depth. I mean, it's pretty solid. Aaron Jones, Ingram, Kamara, even Peyton Barber's a good fill-in. Took a lot of lottery picks on wide receiver because last year it seemed like I had no problem finding wide receivers, but I was short on running backs, and none of them really panned out. Made a trade, picked up T.Y. Hilton. That seems to be panning out for me.
That was an awesome trade. I was jealous, actually. You beat me to it, man.
Yeah. So, yeah, that one seems to be working out. Ertz is exactly what I thought he was going to be. I wanted to get one of the big three, Gronk, Kelsey, or Ertz, and he fell to me. So, yeah, it just didn't work out this year, but I'm proud of the team I put out there, in the 16th league. It's only my second year in the league. There's a learning curve, I mean, there really is. It's got some nuances. I've never been in a league this big. It's very competitive, at least our division. I don't know how I got stuck in this division, but I'd rather play with the best, I guess, and beat the best to earn something. And yeah, I mean, it is what it is, right?
Going to that, and some of the people were posting last week about possibly like switching the divisions up. How do you feel about that? Would you be interested, or would you want to kind of keep working, within the context of what you came into?
I don't really care either way. I mean, I don't want an easy division. I don't want an easy path. I mean, put me with the good players. I mean, I don't care. But it does seem to be some big differences when you look at the points for between the different divisions. So you got 2 juggernaut divisions and 2, walkthroughs, if you ask me. I mean, it's what it looks like. Dirty's team, I know everyone says he's not this great manager, but I look at his team this year, and I don't know if he fell into it, but I mean that's a pretty solid squad he's put together there. Maybe some things just fell his way, but other than that, I mean, it's basically our division. Thorin's team I think is another really solid one, and Bukaki. But outside of that, I mean, I think it's basically the 3 guys sitting on top of me in my division.
Yeah, I hear you. And you're right. Thorin and Cools, they do have solid teams. It's obvious. I mean, you can tell the points they're putting together each week. But yeah, do the points against in that division. You have the two teams that they just get to roll over. So that's essentially 3 to 4 wins that you just get every season. And it's hard to respect it, man. And no,
I know.
If you ask me, I'd rather be in the hard division. I'd rather get that championship with scraped knees, just grinding it out every week, because those are the ones you really appreciate. So,
and everyone knows the truth. Everyone knows it. They see the points for. They see the squads. They know where the power lies in what division. That's for sure.
You're in a league with Ty and Suey, right? A different league?
Yeah. I'm in 2 other leagues with Joe or Ty, and 1 other with Suey. Those are cool leagues. They're Yahoo leagues, 12-man. The one with Suey standard. The other one's PPR. It's got some cool nuances. We're allowed to keep 3 players in that league, but the first one you keep has to be a rookie. So
nice.
It adds a nice little wrinkle to it. So not just the top 12 players or top 36 players are off the board every year. So it's been fun. Those guys were competitive. They asked me to get into this league, and I was honored. Joe's been talking about it for years and how competitive it was. Always wanted to get into a little, harder of a league, a little, more competitive. And I think I found it here. And if there's any lack of trash talking on my behalf, that's only because I haven't proved anything in this league yet. So, I think I come from the school of thought you got to earn trash talking. So I'm not just going to start, rattling off when I haven't even sniffed the playoffs yet. So
I can respect that, man. Yeah.
It is what it is,
So I guess if the championship comes to you, the gloves will be off maybe, and
Oh, absolutely. And trying to get to know everybody too. Watching that interview last week, you guys go back a couple decades, some of you, so I'm definitely a new kid on the block. Trying to figure out just whose name goes with what team still, because none of it doesn't match up when I'm looking at the scores and everything. So I always got to kind of go back, but I'm getting it. I'm figuring out who's who.
Yeah, man. And honestly, like, I thought this was your third season here. If this is your second season and you've already put together like the kind of squad you have, I feel like you're right in there, dude. You're super competitive. So good job, man. Second season. It's good. Yeah. I don't care what you say, Dave. I can give out some love every now and then, dude. It doesn't have to be all fucking trash talk.
Cool. That's right.
Hey,
yeah,
dude.
Speaking of Suey and Joe, they told me about this league and how it's all this trash talking, it's super competitive and everything. So I was a little shocked when I came from a league it was a high money league that I was in with Ty. It was like a $2,500 buy-in, and then you had to buy in again halfway through the season.
Okay.
I took second the first year I played, so I was playing with house's money from there. But in that league, I had my original name in there, and both years the guys kept voting it, best team name. So when I left that league and came over to this league, I threw it up there, and I was kind of surprised everyone was so damn soft. I didn't know I was playing with a bunch of girls and the C word was off limits, man. So
they were offended.
Yeah, everyone was offended. I was like, okay, well, I'll tone it down a little bit. And, having Jim Bob Cooter on my team, the Lions, it kind of works now. So,
That is true, man. And it really comes...
Cooter bubble screens or something. I don't know.
It comes together a lot more knowing that you're a Lions fan with Jim Bob Cooter on that team.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, that's funny. It was actually like, I wrote down a couple things I wanted to ask you, and one of them was, what's with that name? I just got to know.
Yeah, and that's all it was. Like, everyone had these, absurd, offensive names in this league, and the guys seemed to like it, so I thought I'd bring it to this one, but, didn't read the room right, I guess. So, here we are. Sorry to offend everybody, Sorry, you guys.
Let them be offended, man.